call this meeting to order. Roll, please, Mary.
Showalter, Redland, Myers,
Yes, here.
Hartser,
Yeah, here.
Howard.
Here. Please stand and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I'd like to thank everybody that's joining us this evening. First thing on the agenda is public hearing for the 2026 budget to extend the revenue neutral rate. And and that is resolution 2025-19, levying a property tax rate exceeding the revenue neutral rate. And I'll open this hearing at 5:01. Is there anybody that has any comment?
So is that on your rating or your tax increase?
Yes.
I guess he probably has a comment.
Yeah, the only thing the thing I can see is that, like, my taxes for the city went up to $100 and some this next year. And then I would like to know, how often are they gonna keep doing this every year? Let's see, my taxes are gonna be $147 this year to the city part of it. Now, my question is, are they gonna keep doing this every year? Because this, not just you guys, but the whole county, Sherman County, and you guys and everybody, they keep raising it up every year. My taxes, since I moved here 3 years ago, have went up over double. They was right at $2,500 when I moved here, and they're over $5,600 now, which I think is a little bit carried away, especially when you're retired. So,
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm a property owner too, and I know what's going on there. But for the last 2 years, we didn't, the city did, we kept the same R&R
We kept as close as we could
Good.
to the same rate.
rate,
We didn't keep to the R&R.
but it did go up.
minimal for the city, it
Right.
minimally went up. I mean, you have all the other factors, the state's in there,
Yeah, oh, I know, the
It-
school
it's
and
all
everything else, yeah.
schools in there, with the price of goods
Yeah.
going up. I mean, do you want us to cut services and lower the rate back to where it is?
Well,
You know,
it'd be nice, but, no, I want you to still maintain the city. I
and
really
that's,
do. But
and
I-
that's where we were at.
Yeah.
We're trying, we've cut and cut in the budget, and, we came to that point where we can't cut anymore until we start cutting.
So, do you want me on public comment then next, or what? Or I'll let you go ahead and finish your resolution there, so.
But that was our question.
Sure.
Right,
It just seems like,
it keeps going, yes, and,
and you
Mhm.
know, I don't know how much bang we personally give for our buck, but, I mean, I like to support the community and the town and keep it clean and nice. But I don't know that in the 3 years I've been here, I don't know that that has been accomplished in certain areas.
and we're working on it, but that's getting, okay.
That's another.
And I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Cliff Henry, and this is my wife, Gay Henry.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, as part of the public hearing, one thing I wanted to mention is we went through a budget process. Where we started from, it would have required us to cut $489,000 and change from the budget to reach the revenue neutral rate. To reach the same tax rate as last year, it would have required us to cut $434,000, so a little bit less than $489,000, but at $434,000. What the commission decided after that was there was some needs that weren't addressed with all those cuts that so they put that basically back in the budget and added $175,000 worth of stuff back in. Now, one of those, and I'll just list off the items that included, one was a demolition of a commercial property, because we have one hotel, two hotels, although one I think is gonna come off the list here pretty soon. But one hotel that we may have to demolish. And that is a big ticket item. That'll probably end up well into six figures. But we put an additional 50,000 in that budget. That's almost a third of that 175. So when you're talking about, is this cost gonna continue? Well, it depends. We may have to put the same amount next year in order to get the money, enough money together to pay for the demolition. But that's what we put in. We also have two roofs that are in critical need that aren't part of our regular set-asides. One is the police station or the Armory building's roof, and one is the Historical Museum. So there was some money set aside to help address those issues. We're also looking at, we added some money in there for creating a dog pound, because our current animal control officer has her own place, but that's not going to be able, when she retires or quits or is no longer able to do the service, which is coming up fairly quickly, we're going to have our own dog pound. So that was something else it's not a normal expenditure, it's something new. We also had a grant writer, we also had health insurance, an adjustment of how much the increase, and it's really just a guess. Like you, obviously from your time in the Colorado community, understand health insurance is like a big question mark. We also have equipment set-asides within that. And then also, we're looking at repainting the big easel. It was created or built around 2001. It was repainted in 2012. And the current artist is still able to do it, and we're looking to have him back here next year to repaint it. That's a big expenditure as well, that we don't have that set aside. So those are the additional items that the commission chose to put back in the budget, and a couple other minor things, but those were the major items. But that's the amount they put back in order to come to the rate that we ended up at. So, and the commission took a lot of consideration in order to get to that point. And there's probably a couple other things that they could have included that they didn't. Obviously, when we had requests of about $500,000 more than getting down to the R&R rate, and then only putting 175,000 back. So, it is a concern. It is a concern for city staff as well as for the city commission, so.
If I could add also, in this budget, these are just extra services that we're choosing to provide to the community. One of the biggest hits we took in this budget is insurance increases, which our hands are tied completely for. I know you guys have probably seen it too. Insurance is just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So we can't change anything about that. We had to kind of pick and choose, some services we can keep while also paying for our insurance that we have to pay for. So that was a big hit that we saw this year that I don't mean we've seen coming, but that's another big thing we're struggling with, honestly.
Do you guys have much for reserve or a padded nest at all? As a as a city, just curious.
We do have reserves.
Yeah.
And they are there.
I know you don't wanna tap into them, I get that whole thing, but.
Yeah, I was trying to
everybody
balance
else
it.
is having hard times too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Trust me, I don't wanna pay more in taxes
Yeah, we're
either.
all
This
homeowners
is,
too.
I don't wanna have to
Believe
pay
how
more,
it
but
went from this to this, and, yeah. I just,
I've been alarmed, this is the fourth budget I've been through here. We've done our darndest, over the last 3 years, cause it's been the same type of numbers. And we've ended up cutting and trying to get as close as we can, to the same rate as the previous year. Now, we didn't make it, that was the extra little bit on the property taxes that came from the city, last year, but we did an awful lot of stuff for the first 3 budgets I was a part of to get it, to cut that and watch those reserves, but as we've noticed too, and as part of the utility discussion, which doesn't come as much in this budget discussion, it's kind of a separate thing, but the utilities themselves, we noticed that reserve going down. Now, it's not in danger or anything, but it has been going down. And there's only so many years you can keep doing that, so.
Any other comments? Anybody? Well, I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 revenue, to exceed the revenue neutral rate.
Second.
And second it,
The resolution 2025-19.
yeah.
Second.
Have a motion by myself and a second by Commissioner Myers. Roll, please.
Archer,
yes.
Showalter, Myers,
Yes.
Redlin, Howard.
Yes. And I'll close that public hearing at 5:12. And moving on to another public hearing, we'll open it up at 5:12. The 2026 budget hearing. Kent?
This total budget, including the general and the special highway, the electric, water, and sewer utilities, and the sanitation, cemetery, and a number of other funds that we all went over during budget. The total budget is $16,601,759. That is less than the actual for 2024. Which was in the $18 million range, but that's because we still had the airport project occurring, and also the base grant for the industrial park project. So that's where those additional monies came from, but the total budget was more. 2025 was down to 15 million, but there's kind of a difference between the budget and what you actually end up. And then the 16 million is this year's, the proposed budget for 2026. And it's there with a mill levy rate of 54.99 mills. And it gives, the other information was on the notice that was included in the newspaper and also posted on the city's website.
Yeah, that was a long, hard conversation over the budget and everything. Is there anybody that wants to comment on the 2026 budget? I'll close this public hearing at 5:14. Moving on to public comment. Anybody signed up? Come back up to the podium if you want to and state your name.
you guys are gonna hate us.
It's all right.
No, it's gone.
No,
Okay. Okay, so this summer, Cliff and I ran we ran, like grandma day camp for a 6 and 7-year-old. And so we actually finally, after 3 years being here, utilize your parks. And you guys are so lucky to have such nice parks, and you have beautiful equipment. It was so much fun. I've met a lot of people there, a lot of grandmas take their kids there. But I was very, and I don't wanna be mean, but I'm very picky, about weeds, goat heads, sandburrs, the grass being really tall, broken glass under the playground equipment, and, because I am so picky, while I'm watching my grandkids, I'm picking up trash. And it's easier to pick up one piece than have the lawnmower run over it and pick up 15. The glass I was picking out of those tires was horrible, you guys. And, you could see it, the sun was hitting it, you could see it there, but nobody picks it up. And it was bad. And a lot of little girls and stuff wear the sandals and the Crocs, and it was bad. And I don't wanna complain, but I'm very particular about that kind of stuff. And I really think you've got a beautiful facility. I know there's a lot of people that are just traveling through town, eat at your parks, and it represents your community. And to me, it shows pride in your community. And I was very disappointed in your parks, just the maintenance of the grass and the stickers, and we live out along the old Zimmerman place, and literally people make fun of us, but we're out there digging the sandburrs and the goat heads out of the ditches and trying to keep it clean. And I got a letter with our bills, and it was talking about how everybody should keep their yards nice. Totally agree, but I think my dad used to say you have to clean your own porch off before you start telling other people what to do with theirs. And that's kinda how I feel about, and you have the equipment. I'm sitting there watching these mowers and these pickups drive by the whole time. You've got nice stuff, you've got the means, you just need to get to me, you need to get a little bit of pride in there, and I don't know, it just makes me sad. I'm jealous, Yuma never had anything that nice, but you'd never know it because we did the best we could with what we had.
Right.
All right, I'm sorry.
Thank
You
you.
come to my house, check me for stickers.
We can check everybody for stickers this year. That's what happens when you get more rain than
Yeah,
sometimes, so.
yeah.
Anybody else for public comment? Nope, alright.
Cliff, he's, I think,
Oh, Cliff?
Yeah, I got,
got some more stuff.
yeah, one thing I was wondering that might help your budget a little bit, and I understand it's, makes your city look good, but I don't understand the city mowing the ditches all the way from, well, like from where I mow to, all the way out to the exit on both sides of town. The state, I know they'll mow part of it, but, I don't know that the city needs, that's an expense, running them mowers, I know it is. So, I just,
It is.
Yeah.
KDOT won't mow anything besides right at the interchange,
yeah,
even though it's a state highway, both are state highways.
But why?
Because they don't have enough resources to do it, is the basic reason why. And the city took up the call to do it once upon a time, long, long time ago, and it just continued until today, so.
and I guess the only other thing I got is that, it's a great place, but we all need to start living within our means. And I don't know if there's some equipment you guys really don't need, but you got a lot of nice equipment I'd love to have, so. But that's all I got.
And I have one more question since the police are here, but where is the actual city limits? Cause there's no signs. And why can they go 55 miles an hour past our place and they don't slow down till after the KOA?
Okay, if you look up here, everything in the green is city limits, is in the city limits.
Okay,
So
The red dash, yeah, is the,
So basically from the interchange 19,
On around that curve and see where that
Yep.
curve is, we're right there.
right,
But you don't slow down to go to 40 till you're past, like right in there, wherever's doing that, that's where it is. And I just wondered, because all night, the Jake breaks, and all they do is they get off the thing, and how do they get that fast, go around, and they don't actually slow down till there's a lot more in town. But I just think, 55 in city limits is pretty hefty. Just maybe something to look into, but, and then I didn't know where the city limit, now
Right.
Paxton isn't in that edition?
no, Armstrong isn't Paxton Edition.
Is there a reason you don't annex them? Or was it just in the rules? Or-
they had there was a big discussion about it 20, 30 years ago. And they decided at that time not to annex. So,
Would it be more costly, or would it help you out on your taxes? Or does it?
it's kind of six one way, a half dozen the other, because there's a few of them that have water within it. In
Just a few of them in Armstrong.
yeah,
But
which is that one
Paxton,
on
they have
Caldwell.
their own wells and their own cesspools.
Yeah, but most of them have their own water. So they've drilled for their own water, so they don't need the water at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay, just curious. And don't be parking out there. I don't wanna get ticked for speeding, I don't.
Well, I mean,
It's just a thought about,
yeah, I mean, if you want us to do extra patrols,
well, you might check it out, but I don't know why in city limits, 55 seems pretty. And now we have a new business out there, that Wild Roots is starting up again. And, a lot of KOA, those old 80-year-old men pulling those big campers out and in.
I can't do anything about the speed limit at all. That would be,
Is that a state highway?
that's
Yes.
beyond my,
But it's city limits.
it is, that's a Kent, city manager question, city manager
We
Brown. I
might,
don't
we
know.
might take a look at that off the
Yeah,
exit.
you might just,
I don't know, especially with
I
the
can see
additional
something
pipeline
happen.
business out there now. I don't know.
well, that, and it is pretty busy right in there.
Yeah, well,
When
and
I'm
we can
digging
have them
stickers.
check the Jake break, so we usually, we patrol that area pretty heavy on
So
24.
is it not supposed to be in city limits?
Jake breaks is prohibited in city limits, but I'm not sure if there's a sign on that
I
side.
don't think there is.
If there's not, then we need to get one put
Yeah,
up.
and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and no big
And-
deal, I'm up, but he isn't.
And the
So it
Jake
is a big
breaks,
deal.
so if they have mufflers on them, then they're allowed, if they're not, and it's very difficult sometimes to just determine if they do or don't. So it has to be a certain decimal, which requires us to probably have to buy a separate tool, or, you know what I mean, so.
Yeah, I don't want an expense to you on my behalf.
Yeah, no,
I just think it's.
and it's pretty, some of them are pretty ridiculous, and you know right away that they
Oh, I
don't have a
know,
muffler.
they don't know how to
Yeah,
run their brakes.
so, yeah, Patrol Commander, Assistant Chief right here will, address that with staff.
And you had a good chase yesterday morning.
I'm sorry?
God,
The chase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were right there.
oh, gotcha.
That was right in front of us. And I
Yeah.
thought, how's he gonna turn that corner?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do when they wanna get away.
yeah. Okay, sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Okay, we're done.
That was
Okay.
scary, it was on TV.
All right, moving forward.
can I just make a comment? I fully appreciate everything you guys are bringing to us, and it's all stuff we're going to listen to and take forward, but I would feel horrible not saying something. Just, we do appreciate our parks group. I know it's good sparse, and we lose people, and we actually contract out our mowing, so our mowing isn't even done by the city, and that's something that
just
just
on-
That's
fell
just
through.
on
Yeah,
yards, not on the parks.
no, that's just.
Okay, well, ignore me. It's just, I want to make sure our crews know we appreciate them, and it's always something we can approve on. I would feel bad not saying something. So, but thank you again for bringing it to our attention. We will look into it and look at what we can do.
All right.
Yep.
Moving on to consent agenda items. Item A, the August 18th, 2025 commission meetings, and B, the appropriation ordinance 2025-17, 2025-17A, and 2025-P17. We have any comment on those?
I move that we approve consent agenda items A and B.
Have a motion by Commissioner Myers,
And second,
second by Commissioner Artser. Any further comment?
No.
Roll please, Mary.
Showalter, Myers,
Yes.
Redland, Artser,
yes.
Howard.
Yes. Moving on, no proclamations and presentations. Going down to ordinances and resolutions. Resolution 2025-21 KMEA Next Era Energy Agreement. Kent?
Staff, both Destin Bedore, the Director of Public Power, and myself brought this to you at last meeting. KMEA, which is the Kansas Municipal Energy Agency, which will take over our power supply contract in the beginning of 2027, recommended that we go ahead and approve a power purchase agreement for 5/16, which is 5 days a week, 16 hours, which is basically the day shift and the evening shift of the work week. When the pricing of power is at its highest. They said they had made a presentation to the commission a few months ago, and they said it had gone up about $3 per kilowatt hour just in the last 3, 4, 5 months. They asked for authority to go ahead and get an agreement, power purchase agreement, and then come back and ask for the formal resolution to approve that power purchase agreement. The resolution is in front of you. They ended up with a price of $62.75 per kilowatt hour, which was slightly less than what he had quoted at the meeting, from 62.83 to, or 62.86 down to 62.75. But that's what's before you. This would be for the entire 5 years from 2027 through 2031. And staff recommends approval. And do you have any additional questions?
This is locked in, correct?
This would be locked in
Okay.
as far as the pricing. Now, when we actually get to that time period, there may end up times where, and we'll see how this actually occurs, but this, I understand what happens in other communities with their, if they have a power plant as well, is you may end up getting called on to produce energy. And if it's at a price that's higher than what we're paying, we'll actually produce energy and actually get paid for it. So that's, once you have this nailed down, then you're guaranteed energy for at least that time period. Now, we also have 2 other sources that we'll be paying for different hours. A solar contract that we signed for 2 megawatts of power, that will start in 2027 as well. And then we still have the hydroelectric, or the WAPA, Western Area Power Administration, that has less than a megawatt of energy that involved. But this will take care of at least that time period for our current power supply needs. Now, if we end up with the project in the industrial park, like we think is going to happen, we will end up with some additional needs. But we actually have pricing here set up so that those hours would be covered, so.
And what's the pricing for those hours? Is it,
$62.75,
okay, so it's the same, okay.
yeah.
For 16 hours.
I guess it could be way worse and it could be better. I guess we're kinda at that point.
Well, say in 3 months, it's already gone up $3.
Right. Yep, and who knows what it would be like when we get to that point.
If all the needs for the data centers that they're talking about come online, I just attended a energy summit at KMU, Kansas Municipal Utilities, week and a half ago, and the amount of energy they're talking about needing to come online is, part of it is speculative, but part of it is not. And after trending where the energy needs haven't increased a huge amount, it's quite a big uptick that they're talking about. Now, with that extra demand, obviously, pricing may be adjusted if supply is not increased at the same amount that demand is. So that's a concern, and the big companies are taking that in consideration, Evergy or Excel, just as much as all the little municipalities that have power plants or supply power for their town.
Any other comments?
And I did want to make one correction on here. The power purchase agreement is for 5 megawatts for this 6275. So that's what we're just sticking with. It's not elastic at all. But we're able to purchase it for this. At least we have some set aside for what we need.
Well, I would make a motion to approve resolution 2025-21 KMEA Next Era Energy Agreement.
Got a motion by Commissioner Archer,
Second?
got a second by Commissioner Myers. Any other discussion?
No.
Roll please, Mary.
Myers,
Yes.
Redlin, Archer,
Yes.
Showalter, Howard.
Yes. Moving on to resolution 2025-22 to set a public hearing for 621 West 17th Street. Zach?
Good evening, everyone. This is a property I receive complaints about quite often. They have tried to repair the roof on it with some plywood and tarps. It's not a permanent fix. The inside of that portion addition of that house is the floor's falling through basically on the whole east side of it. They have never let me inside the actual house itself to do an inspection, so that'll be the next step of getting that done. If we have to go to the courthouse to get a warrant, then that's what we have to do, but this is just to set the public hearing to start the timeline.
Does it include the other structure on the property?
Yes. If you consider it a structure still.
Yeah, it's been in disarray for quite a few years.
35 years it looks like.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think we need to keep on our trail of what we've been doing, trying to take down the worst houses that are there, and if somebody would want to try to buy it from her and do all the necessary repairs, we're more than welcome to that. So, well,
The hearing is set in this resolution to October 20th, 2025, so.
she's got what, a little bit of time to.
It's 45 days per the code.
Yeah.
Have you spoken with her since?
Yes,
I think it
they
was
came
July.
the last meeting.
Yeah.
It just
Okay,
wasn't on
that
the-
was those
Mm,
folks.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So they have been communicating with me.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think we're going to get to where we need to go.
Without a deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was was that October 20th, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
October 20th.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-22 to set the public hearing for 621 West 17th at October 20th.
Second?
Got a second by Commissioner Archer. Any further comment? Roll please, Mary.
Archer,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter, Redlin, Howard,
Yes. Moving on to C, resolution 2025-23, the MIH grant application 2025. Kent?
We talked about this at last meeting as far as, Connor Hampton had asked the commission last winter to create a rural housing, a reinvestment housing incentive district, RHID, up in the northwest, part of the town. He has come back in the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation, KHRC, is having a round of grant funding for the moderate income housing. Now, Goodland, along with the community development, Sherman County Community Development, we tried 2 or 3 times trying to submit an application for a moderate income housing grant. They did not, we were not awarded any grant. This is a little bit different proposal, it's a little more extensive. And Connor Hampton, and he gave me the LLC, it's Topside Development LLC, will be the company that will be included on the documents, and be the ones in charge of the development if it is awarded. But there's resolutions both for the MIH, which is the Moderate Income Housing grant through the state, and in coordination with that is the Kansas Housing Investment Tax Credit, KHITC, which is actually on the developer side. So the city submits the application for the MIH in coordination with the developer, and then the developer submits the KHITC in coordination with the city. So there's some details in the actual grant application that we'll have to put together over the next month. But the notice that you need to send them notice, we will be submitting a grant by September 19th. And then the actual grant application is due October 2nd. And then this resolution just says you're okay with us submitting a grant application.
Do we have our grant writer on hand to do this for us?
I've contacted Brenna Henry that works with the college that also helped with the previous MIH applications, and she's willing to help with this one as well.
And that's in the budget. We're good to pay her for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think these grants for these duplexes, I think we need to get something done. Housing is a shortage in Goodland right at the moment. Reasonable, affordable housing, let's put it that way, is in short demand. And with things that are going on, and I think Goodland's gonna do some improvement. And so I'm in favor of doing these.
I agree. I would make a motion to approve resolution 2025-23 for the MIH grant application.
I have a motion by Commissioner Archer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any other discussion? Roll please.
Myers,
Yes.
Archer,
Yes.
Showalter, Redlin, Howard,
Yes. Moving on to the resolution 2025-24 supporting the KHITC application. And Kent talked about it too, so.
I can make a motion to approve resolution 2025-24 supporting KHITC application.
Have a motion by Commissioner Archer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any further discussion? Roll please, Mary.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter, Arthur,
Yes.
Redlin, Howard.
Yes. Moving on to formal actions to approve the 2026 budget. I think we've been through everything. I think everybody knows what's in the budget. Ken, if you got anything further?
I could talk longer, but you probably don't want me.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 budget.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Myers. Any other comments?
Hmm.
Roll please, Mary.
Arthur,
Yes.
Redlin, Myers,
Yes.
Showalter, Howard.
Yes. Moving on, the Housing Authority appointment, Terrace Adams.
And he has submitted an application to join the Housing Authority Board and finish the term for Cole Archer, because he resigned from the Housing Authority Board. The term ends in January 28th, so it's a couple years left on it. So, and I talked with Sheila Barnett and recommends approval. And Sheila Barnett's the executive director of the Goodland Housing Authority.
You know, all these boards, and I thank everybody that's on one of these boards that volunteers. I mean, it takes time out of their schedule, and it's nice to have people get into the community and what's going on in the community. And I thank Cole for being on the board as long as he was, and I think Terrace will do a good job.
Yep, and I can say kind of on behalf of him, because I know him a little bit, he appreciated being on the board. He enjoyed it. The biggest reason he was not able to continue is the baby that'll be here next month. So he does appreciate everything that he was able to do with that.
Well, I move that we approve the appointment of Terrace Adams to the Housing Authority.
Have a motion by Commissioner Myers.
Second.
We get a second by Commissioner Archer. Any other comments? Roll please, Mary.
Myers,
Yes.
Arthur,
Yes.
Redlin, Showalter, Howard.
Yes. Moving on to discussion items, dash cam and body cam contract, Axon versus Digital Alley. Jason?
Hi.
Okay. So we currently are, with our current vendor for our dash cameras and body cameras. Did everyone get a chance to read the CCCF? Okay. We're having significant issues. The one thing that I'll add to that is, this weekend there was a pursuit that came through town. I can't speak on much of it, but I can say that, an officer, Officer Springer with the police department was attempting to deploy spike strips. That person swerved to her at 90 miles an hour and tried to hit her. And when it was all said and done, her body camera did not activate. So this is a huge safety issue. And also for a prosecution standpoint, when we haven't had body cameras, Jake can probably attest to this, lawyers go crazy. They want to see body cameras. Why didn't you have body cameras? Let me see your policy. I've had to send all that stuff. If it's not working, it's not working, and most of the time, this is not working. We're in a contract with them right now. We can give them 90-day notice to basically get out of that contract. We just send all the stuff back to them. And I do have, there was a quote that was generated that should have been in your packet, I believe. So that is up per year, an additional $28,000 compared to $10,000 a year. But as I've learned, you get what you pay for. And the current one is just not working. So I've tried to hold off for a very long time and tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, and it's to a point where we can't keep doing this. Again, it's a safety issue. I do have Jack from Axon that's should be on Zoom. It's going to give you guys a presentation on Axon.
Thank you, Chief. for introducing me. Yep, everyone, my name's Jack. Thank you again so much for having me. I'm just kind of here to help explain everything that's on the quote, answer any questions, and then just kind of talk about what that relationship would look like if the police department were to move forward with Axon. But just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay.
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes.
pretty good.
Perfect. Right off the bat, did you guys have any questions regarding the quote, regarding Axon, or kind of what our solution looks like?
I guess just at a high level, what makes up that $28,000 difference between the two?
Great question. I'll kind of just start on the Axon side of it, and then we can kind of compare from Digital Ally. So everything that quote includes, it's going to be a full body camera dash camera project. This is designed to be a 5-year project. Zero additional fees for anything. It kind of comes fully included with full 5-year warranty, full unlimited storage. Full access to our 24/7 based US-based customer service, and kind of within that, you have 10 body cameras, 10 car cameras, all with everything you need from the docking station to upload the evidence, the mounts, full storage, evidence.com, cloud storage to be able to view that evidence on the car camera side, same thing. Full in-person installation. So we'll come down there, do the install for the car cameras. That includes the camera, the hub, internet connectivity within the cars, everything that we'll install for you, as well as unlimited storage, warranty, and then on top of that, we have a couple of other add-ons that we put in there. Firstly is live streaming, and GPS connectivity with the body cameras. So I'd say that's the first. This gives your body cameras. You'll be able to see where those body cameras are. GPS located map at all times. This can have access to anyone in the department, or any dispatchers as well. They know exactly where their officers are, even when they're outside the vehicles. On top of that, we have included our Draft one capabilities, which is automatic report. I think this is one of the bigger features we have it here. What this does is reduce report writing in half. There's actually another agency in Kansas was actually in a similar situation. They were losing a lot of time coming back to the department with issues body cameras. They were losing footage, and we actually trialed our kind of product and draft, and they were saving. We kind of calculated 160 officer minutes per week. They were saving. By being out in the field, doing their job, protecting the community, doing admin stuff, waiting for evidence to upload, or trying to fix a body camera. So the only other things that are really included is full professional services. If you were to go with Axon, we make sure everything's up and running, fully set up the way you like it with those body cams and car cameras.
Hey, Jack. We didn't have the draft one on the quote. We had the translate and the live and the GPS.
Got it. Yep. Different quote we're looking at.
Draft one's another option that we could add, but the translate, I'll let you go over what we did have, which is translate.
I apologize for that. Translate. Actually, something we just released, and this is great. To be able to translate from any person you run into, the body camera will activate using AI, and you can hold down a button. Any Spanish speaker or any foreign language, it's up to 60 different languages can speak. Whether it's at a distance, right up next to you, and it'll auto translate English right to the speaker's top of the device, and you can speak back into it in English, and it'll come in that same language it received it as. Saving officers time if they don't speak Spanish. in those scenarios we've seen. They have to call in an officer who does translate, or use some other third-party technology.
Which I have to give, we usually generally call Adrian Condi, Officer Condi, and we have to give him a 2-hour call out every time we use him, and we use him a lot.
No, that's a nice feature.
Yeah,
Would you use the draft feature?
yes, so actually he just went to go grab something real quick. Tim is kind of spearheading we have a trial edition right now, and he has used every feature on it. I'll let him, when he gets back in just a second, speak on how he feels about it. Yeah.
I got a question, what is say a officer has a camera go down and the car camera goes down, what's the turnaround time to get a replacement?
Great question. Our RMA team, usually around a week, depending on it. We'll try to see if it's something we can repair or replace. In every critical situation, especially with smaller agencies, I only work with smaller agencies in Kansas. It's really fast, just that one body camera down, that means one officer doesn't have a body camera. Within a week.
And the sheriff's office just went to Axon as well.
Okay.
So, and Tim, you want to talk about your trial, but what you've seen so far with everything?
Sorry, I catch my breath.
One thing I wanted to ask while Tim's getting a second here is, we've noticed the chief has reported a bunch of different issues. It's not necessarily with the cameras, but with the bounce or with something else going on. What else does Axon do to make sure, because everything will be nice and fine and dandy when it first arrives. It's 3 years down the road, when we still have 2 years left on the contract, that it can be an issue. So what does Axon do to address those type of things?
Great question. On the mounting style, we have 18 different mounts. I will say if a mount breaks or anything, we replace it. It's under warranty. We'll make sure we find you the right one. Sometimes the magnetic ones, they're meant to pop off, because you don't want officers to be able to grab onto the body camera, and the MOLLE mounts are not. So that's kind of the mounting side of it. But of course, we'll make sure it's right. Make sure it's right at the beginning, but throughout. I think Axon's presence is known in Kansas. I would ask other agencies how their experience has been with our customer support. It's the best customer support on the market. I mean, we're really proud of it. And that's actually why we see most agencies come over to Axon, customer support. Maybe not so much the product itself.
Yeah, so there has been several instances where these cameras have fallen off, especially during fights with what we have. They just come right off. So those actually lock into our mollies, and then that actually locks into the mount. So that's not coming off. Tim, you can explain kind of what he's seen with them.
So I had the pleasure of going into our evidence.com and kind of seeing how everything works. I also tested out the draft one. That thing is phenomenal. Obviously, I just want to touch bases on it. I know that's not something that we're asking for, maybe in the near future. But, that'll definitely help with officer retention and officer proactivity, because a lot of things that we deal with on a daily basis require reports. And it just, officers they don't want to do much. I'm just put it out there, if everything they do requires a narrative report. So I kind of played around with that, and body cams uploaded. All the evidence is there, and then it drafts up a really, really good detailed report. It's very accurate. A lot of officers struggle with narratives and what to put in there, and so that's just really good for officer retention, and keeping them motivated to go out and do more things in the near future for that.
So I got to play with that. I did play with the live stream, which is very vital. I think that's one of the things we're asking for. Obviously,
Live stream plus.
yes.
Same thing, but it's same time.
Yeah, and it's accurate. Kind of lets you know where the officer's at. Chief is our incident command. He can monitor things from afar.
So with my phone, I can basically log in if we have a barricade subject, like we just did a week ago. I can actually monitor from my car with my little command center, a live feed, and I can also talk to the officers back and forth, and I can see what they see from the screen.
And you can't do that with,
I can, it works.
okay.
Have you got it to work at all?
It won't work, and then you have to go into several different applications just to run it.
Third-party application, and I believe, can't we do this from our phone, Jack, the live streams? Can't we do that from our actual phone?
Yeah, I think I heard you there. There is an Axon Respond app. The last part of that live alerts. So not only can you see all body cameras on a GPS located map, you can live stream in to see that in real time. But Chief, you could also get live alerts saying, hey, this body camera was activated and recording. Tap here to live stream in. So in real time, you can go and be in that situation, make a decision. You need backup, and you can actually speak into that live stream as well. So the officer can hear you through the microphones at the top of the body camera.
And with our current vendor, we do have that. I have yet to been able to talk to anybody successfully ever. I've asked. They were also supposed to come out with a mobile app that they promised that they would come out within 6 months, and we got these, and that was yet to happen. So, yeah, the live thing on the east side is getting really long. Actually more often than not.
So to continue here, another cool feature that Axon provides is, so obviously when we respond to calls, sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes we rely on our, when we activate our lights, we assume our body camera is active or activated, and it's not. Any type of use of force, if I pull my taser out and arm it, automatically, if I forgot to turn on my body camera, boom, turns it on for you. And that's for, I believe, no cost is what he told us. It's just a program that they offer us. If we're in a struggle, it's going to detect if we're in a struggle, if we didn't turn on our body cam. It also goes back about 30 seconds to let you view what happened prior to activating it, which is a really cool feature.
So within our policy, it's mandatory they have the body cameras on during public contact, but if they get ambushed or somebody comes up to them out of the blue, that's the situation, that's a huge safety factor.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool feature that I believe they offer, I mean, just for free. Another thing I want to touch on is the Translate. I did try that, and that thing is phenomenal. I think it's very important for the officers. It's very vital for the officers to be able to communicate with whomever they're talking to right there, no delay. And like he said, the mic on this thing is, I don't have to be right up on them. I can be from a distance, keeping that officer safety distance, and it'll pick up everything. It's great with the wind coverage here. We have wind all the time here in Kansas. But, you know, I think having a reliable body cam is very important, especially not just for the officers, but for the community as well. Common question we're getting every time we go on the scene is your body camera going? And to keep the integrity of whatever investigation we're working on, because I oversee IAs, I oversee all the investigations, and to tell somebody that, yeah, it was recording, but we don't have it, you can already tell how that's going. And we've ran into that issue where our video is just lost, or it didn't activate when we hit our lights. Just, you know, keeping that, body cams, they protect us from, false accusations, liability claims, negative legal repercussions. And like I said, it also protects that civilians that want to, that trust and us to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And sometimes they wanna see footage, or, you know, we wanna make sure we have that. I think, Axon is very reliable. There's another thing that, I was, oh, nope, I covered the translation, sorry. That was it, like I said, I did, and then, another cool feature, recently, I worked an investigation, DUI investigation with the sheriff's office, and because they have Axon, they was able to just transfer me all the evidence that they had, video, whether it's narrative, the officer's body cam, straight to my system. I didn't have to go to the office, request a disk or anything. And it stores right there in our evidence.com, so we can share, you know, if they need a body cam from us, we don't have to have a disk anymore or try to find some kind of floppy disk, waste money on that. It just, boom, sends it right over to their Axon system, so that's pretty neat.
The, and I guess it's important to note that our tasers are also active,
Yes.
so everything uploads, it we release the same vendor basically.
How long has the sheriff's department been using them? A month. And they're,
Not even a month, has it been, not 2 months?
Yep.
How long has the
Yep.
sheriff's office been using them? A couple months?
They started their contract July 1st.
Okay.
and are they, I mean, I know you can't speak for them, but are they generally
Yeah,
happy?
I spoke to the sheriff, yeah, they're,
Okay.
they're very, yeah, as far as I know, he's very happy with it, so.
Okay.
And I did, obviously with the Axon tasers, that's why I was leaning towards Axon. Motorola also makes a body camera, as well, but, again, our tasers are Axon, so. I mean, there's tons of body camera vendors out there, again, you get what you pay for, and this is proof,
Right.
so. So, basically what this looks like is, when we start, from my understanding from Jack, is that we can put down, we don't have to come up with the entire amount that you see on the quote for year one. So, we would pay $10,000 to Digital Ally coming up on the first of the year. So if we cancel that contract, we would have 10,000, and we were able to locate an additional 10,000 in the budget. So we would able to give them 20,000, and then the rest of that we would just offset for year 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that correct, Jack?
Bingo. Yep. Bingo. Yep. The invoicing, whatever fits best in your budget, around and work that around. Like Chief said, however much you have left in your budget, I can put that at the first year, and then years 2 through 5, we can set to whatever works best for your budget.
Well, it sounds like we're kind of wasting $10,000 as it is, so that takes that price down for me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not working.
Yeah.
And I've we've been with Digital Ally since 2015, 2016, a long time, and Huh? Was it Cliff Couch? It might have been 2012. But it just, I can't, and bless his soul, Frankie told me when we went to Digital Ally, he was like, I want to get a quote from Axon, and I was like, no, we're going to give him no, blah, 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 and we did, and I did. I gave him the best shot, but it's not working anymore. I can't continue to have, every other day, and Tim can attest to this, I am working on a body camera or a dash camera, trying to get it to work, or trying to fix some issue that the officer comes in. It's every other day, and I'm not joking. Weekends, they come by my house, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. It's getting a little crazy.
And for everyone involved, dash cams are important, and body cams.
Body camera, yeah,
They're important.
they're vital. So,
Well, it's almost an expectation now.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't that way 10, 15 years ago, but it has become that, so.
yes.
And it keeps our officers safe, it keeps our public safe,
Yep.
both ways.
It's accountability,
Right.
both ways.
You know, and I'm the digital part of it where it'll do the report. I know our officers Me, I don't like doing paperwork. That would work out great for me.
And that's-
less paperwork for them in the office is more time out.
Yeah, and that's, so, we did not cover, and I'm sorry, Jack, we did not cover the ALPRs. I know at one time the commission was interested in LPRs. They do offer that.
License plate readers.
License plate readers. So basically, as you're driving down the road, these dash cameras will capture license plates, every license plate it see, and if it has a hit, a missing kid, or a silver alert, or a warrant, or whatever it may be, it pops up on their, immediately pops up and tells them to verify that tag and run it. So that is an additional feature. I didn't include that in the quote, but that is an additional feature as well.
How much extra is the draft?
So the, I'm gonna let you answer that, I don't.
Yeah.
Jack, go ahead.
Yep. So right now, I believe you guys have on hand total contract value is $196,000 over the 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is that correct?
And that's with the translate and the GPS/live stream. So
Perfect,
then the additional
perfect.
draft one feature would, I don't know how much that would be more.
Yep. So on top of for the draft one, it would be right around the 50,000 mark over the 5 years. So an additional $10,000 per year for every piece of evidence being able to be drafted up on a report.
Okay. Is this something we could add later on in the contract, like next year? It doesn't have to be decided on right now.
Yep, you can always add it on. It will be prorated because you would be only getting 4 years of it, right? But it could be something you add on later down. Correct.
Thank you.
I'm not, yeah, I mean, that's a super awesome feature that would save a ton of time. And that'd be, like he said, put our officers right back on the streets where they need to be. Cause I mean, I'll tell you, I asked a sergeant the other day how much time she spent in the office on reports, and she said, generally I take Fridays, I'm in the office the entire time. And it's reports we can't, I mean, can't we just put them off? We can't be like, well, this is 2 weeks because you got Jake and you got the county attorney saying, where's my, you know, they're expecting this stuff. So that's stuff we can't put off.
And Jake, these AI reports are good law-wise, like they're valid.
Well, again, it's really just more of a narrative, right? So the idea, when you really get down to it, it shows what's happening and what's going on over there. So a report by its own, by its own right, is not a piece of evidence. Right?
Okay.
So we couldn't use that. So I can't present a report
As
as
evidence.
evidence in a court, but it's just there's nuances to that. But at the end of the day,
It's a guideline.
well, you
Kind of.
turn it over, so you use it as a prosecutor to see what was happening, otherwise you'd be sitting there watching the dash cam the whole time.
Okay.
Or, same thing, defense attorneys and all that stuff, and the defendants, right, they have the right to see what is, essentially what's presented, right, and to ensure that it's accurate and everything like that too. So, it's really more of, it cuts down the time significantly just to even assess a case and whether there's issues and stuff there, right?
Okay.
So all a report is just to try and tell the story of what happened as accurately as possible.
Okay.
My opinion is, if it's coming straight from the video footage and it already puts all that together for them, it's probably gonna be wildly more accurate than what recall would be, or the time it takes to commit. And at the end of the day, there might be some details, again, our officers do a really, really good job, but there might be some details that some people think are, oh, that's not that big of a deal, but it might be very important, right? So.
Yeah.
And there is, within that narrative, it will actually not let you even save it, copy and paste it, or do anything until you insert certain things, and I don't think we went over that. So let's say that, I mean, you have to insert your probable cause into the narrative, and you have to put it in your own words. This is just a baseline of what happened, and it just narrates it for you, and then you have to insert certain things, and it will not let you copy paste it, it won't let you download it, you can't use it until you insert those things.
Okay.
And I'm guessing by Jack shaking his head, I got that correct.
Yeah, if you want, I have a share my screen and show you a quick 2-minute live demo if you guys are open to it.
That was it. And I wanted to add to just what you said, yeah, because I played around with it. body cam in its entirety, and then I read the report, and I was blown away how accurate the information, that it provided. You know, the officers was in the, and it gives only the vital information. The officers were in the car, obviously we don't turn off our body cameras, and they were having, an issue with the equipment. And in the narrative, they stated that, you know, the officer had issues with the equipment, so they had issued a verbal warning. I mean, like, it didn't go into their conversation, but just put out the very important details that, was needed. I mean, I was pretty impressed. And it also has a transcript, every body cam, has a transcript, so if you're like, what did that person say? And you can hear, I mean, you walk up, you say hello, and it narrates for you, person one, person two, person one, person two. Your dialogue against between one another, it was pretty, I was pretty impressed.
And when it comes to actual, especially long interviews regarding possible sex crimes, things like that, we typically narrate those ourselves. So we go through body camera line by line by line. And so that saves an immense amount of time.
Oh yeah, the transcript was right there. I can't talk more, I can brag on that thing all day.
Did you guys want to see the example?
Sure.
Yeah, if you could do that for us.
Yeah, let me get this going for us. Okay.
Also with the wind, our current camera only has one microphone. The Axon camera has 4. And if we're in any type of wind whatsoever with the current vendor, you can't hear anything. With Axon, it has 4 different microphones in the camera, so you can hear a lot better.
Can you Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's inside evidence.com, like all your evidence is compiled. I'm just going to search for evidence that I've created. And here's just a video. For an example. Here's what it looks like pulled up. Here's that transcript. Chief was talking about on the right side. You not only have you can search within the transcript. You have your keywords up here. If you want to just jump to car, handcuff. It gives you a quick summary of it. So if you just want to get a glimpse of what actually happened, gives you a quick little snippet here. And then you'll see below that is a word-by-word transcript that's timestamped. You can click a word and it'll bring you to that exact inside the video. You can edit that transcript, add speaker labels. So you can add Officer Johnson, Bill and Steve, and everyone else who is in there. And then the draft one side, you'll hit this draft one button here. Can you guys still see? Does it say select evidence right here on you? Or I think it might have opened a new screen. Okay. So you'll select that piece of evidence. It's going to ask you 4 questions here. It's going to ask you what type of incident. Let's say drug related. What's the charge? Misdemeanor. Was an arrest made? Yes. And then how long would you like the draft to be? And again. And it kind of gives you sight and smells and specifics. New going in. Kind of gives you some helping guide. Really, it's only pulling audio transcript. It's not pulling anything from the video. Because we created this AI. It's not learning from any other AI. It's a very strict, factual AI. And it's not taking anything from the actual video. Just what was said. What we normally find as well is officers tend to narrate because they know that whatever said is going to go into the draft. So you'll see here it kind of works up the draft, and then this is your workstation. you'll kind of see going into it. You'll see these insert sections. And this is where the officer is going to go in their initial observation, insert reasoning for initial engagement, and they have to finish all these insert statements before they're able to copy and paste anything. Great workstation. You have your draft. You have the video right here. You have the transcript below. So.
So I don't know, besides Tim using this.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
I saw on there,
Yep.
there was like an audio thing. Can you talk and it writes out your narrative for you? Or was I just seeing stuff?
So you can start dictation button. I'll kind of pull that back up. And if you just want to kind of fill this in and start dictation, it's like a voice to text. So you'll be able to kind of speak into that instead of having to type it out. Terrible typer like I am. So.
So the, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Tim's just, so Tim has tried this portion out. The sheriff's office doesn't have this. They just went, I believe, they don't have any, I don't know what additional features they don't have that. I don't think they have the ALPRs either, the license plate readers. And I'm not sure what else they have, but, this is just Tim's experience with that draft one, so, it's pretty neat. Save a lot of time.
Yeah, I'd say last comment on it is it's not on the quote in front of you. You can totally add it on later down the road. At the same time, we can always knock it out with one piece of paper. Call it there, but I know you guys have the trial for another 30 days, so you can definitely get some more stats from it as well.
Yeah, we do have, I don't know if Jack went over the TAP refresh, but we do get brand new body cameras at 2.5 years. So they actually send us brand new body cameras and we replace the old ones and send those back.
So we presented this as a discussion item to get your feedback first and get a little bit of staff direction. Jason did include the quote from Axon regarding the main thing, or the first item that needs to be taken care of with direction is to terminate the old contract. So, because then it's 90 days from them is when it's.
Yeah, and we're getting close to the first, because the first of the year is when we'd have to pay Digital Ally, so, yeah. I believe it's 90 days, that's what they told me, then I heard 60 days, and then I heard 90 days again. I don't know. So, it's one of those two. I mean, seriously, that's what answers I get, so.
So that's why we had it come up in the September meeting. Now, probably one more meeting we could put, that would be about it. But if we wanted to terminate the contract, we can work out with Axon as far as what's the final that we'd want to come back with the recommendation at next meeting. But the termination of the old contract, we know that we're moving, or it's okay for staff to pursue this. That's what staff is looking for at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I think our officers need working body cameras and cameras in the cars. I mean, plain and simple. And if the other company isn't doing that, we don't have them.
No, we do have dash cameras now and body cameras. It's just
that they don't work. What good are they? Might as well throw them out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm under the opinion that I say we terminate with Digital Ally, and I think that the current quote that we have without the draft is something I would be comfortable with for this first year. And then since budget has been so tight, if we know we're planning on doing it maybe next year, then we can carve out some the extra 10K for it. Because I agree, that's definitely something we could benefit from as a community. But just with the unexpected expense,
absolutely.
I think the 39 per year, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I think that's completely doable for this first year, and if we're expecting it next year, we can try to carve it out.
Sure.
But that's just what my opinion is on it.
It's, like I said, I think, they need cameras.
Oh,
That
we
work-
absolutely
that
need
work.
working cameras. I agree.
Well, we're wasting money right now, so.
Yeah.
So I think, just from my direction is that we can go ahead and work on the termination with Digital Ally.
I'll get that, contracted, the old contract, or the Digital Ally contracted to, Jake, and just have him read it over, just to make sure, all our Ts are crossed and Is are dotted, so.
Perfect.
You need anything else, Chief?
A hug? No, I don't need anything.
Not yet, no.
No, but thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, thank you, Jack.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It was a pleasure. And if there's any more questions, hop on another one, or just shoot me an email. Shoot me an email.
You gave me your cell phone, which is a huge mistake, so we'll do that.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep, thank you. All right. Moving on to reports. City manager?
Included in your packet is the manager memo as well as the fund balance for August month end. I did want to ask building official Hildebrand to give an update on inoperable vehicles.
This has been a hot topic this year. There is 42 letters that have been sent on inoperable vehicles. Within that, there is a 30-day time period that they have a chance to remove that vehicle from the property. After that, they then get 15 days. So it is being worked on. It's just not overnight like everyone wants it to be.
So are they vehicles that have just not moved for a period of time? Do they have obvious like flat tires or?
Flat tires, not
Okay.
registered. I mean,
Okay.
it has to be able to move under its own power and be ran on the road. Otherwise, it's considered inoperable.
And is that just on public roads or like on personal
No,
properties?
private property is what I
Okay.
deal with. If it's on a public road, then we would be
It's
speaking
gone.
with Mr. Earhart.
Okay.
And if it's behind a 6-foot tall fence that you can't see through.
That is correct. I cannot do anything about that. You are allowed one stock car. That is also up for a period of up to 30 days.
One derby car.
But it's the same thing. But that's all I have. Just wanted to give a quick update on that.
All right, thank you.
Perfect.
Idea Tech is in town already. They're starting this week with their first project is gonna be running from Highway 24 in Caldwell, come around to Cherry Street, and then up Cherry to 17th, and then 17th to Broadway, and then take up Broadway to 10th to the AT&T building. That little brick AT&T, which they use as their communications hub. Idea Tech is going to use some area within that as far as their hub or their connection for Goodland. And then they will start working through the rest of the community. They're working with our electric department. Dustin is not here tonight, but they are working with the line crew as far as the various areas. They have about 30% of the system will be above ground, the rest of it will be below ground. They'll work with our crews as far as where it's placed on the poles and install the fiber to the home network throughout town and to businesses, but just be another option for folks in town. If you see various crew members working in the alleys or towards the backyards, and they will not actually attach to the actual customer just yet. They'll get the network done and then have the contract. I included at your desk that Sherman County Community Development will be replacing the loop signage all the wayfinding signage around town. It's basically a picture of the big easel at night. But it's been needed to replace the wayfinding signage around town, and that gives you an idea. They will be also replacing the big billboard that's at the intersection of Highway 24 and K 27. Welcome to Goodland sign there. So,
Looking.
but that should be happening, or it's ordered now, so, and that was through TGD funds, so they will take care of that. We're also working towards the pickleball court resurfacing project, and I guess I'll ask our Director of Parks, Danny, to come up and describe what we're going forward with that. And he's having to do some additional work for that.
Well, we've been boring through the cement, getting the new poles put in. The company wanted to come out this week, but with all the other projects we've got going on, we haven't had time to do those. We've got 2 holes bored, cemented in, and when we bored the other 2 holes today, and the Vactron's down right now. When it gets going again, we'll finish the other 2 holes and let that cement dry for 5 days, and then but they'll be out in 2 weeks to resurface the pickleballs and get that project wrapped up.
I can see from my house when I'm working that you guys are out there working on the pickleball courts. And while you guys are working, there's people playing pickleball.
Well, today we're so far behind on projects. I just told them we've got to get on that court to get this done.
Do we need to close the courts up while we're doing this? Will that help you guys?
Well, when the company comes out, they will be closed for about a week.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause there's people out there every day playing.
We're trying to do these projects in the morning when the grass is wet, so we can get on these projects.
Yeah.
We've got the swimming pool projects, we've got the ballpark projects, we've got the basketball projects, we've got the pickleball projects. Still have 9 city parks to mow and over a million square footage of grass to take care of. We're 1 employee down right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and they also had their summer help. Now that school started, they go away. I mean, it's kind of like the pool, you know, you don't have lifeguards, so you don't have pool after August 15th.
so by the time our day starts, time we water the flowers on Main Street, check all the bathrooms, pick up trash in the parks, the day's a third gone. And then besides these projects we get started on, so we might only get in 3 or 4 hours of mowing. Well, with 2 people and 9 parks and that much, it's hard to get it, and that's not counting any spraying to be done.
But they do quite a bit of spraying in the parks.
Yeah.
He's got a schedule for different type of spraying, and there's budget for it. So.
We spray 3 times a year. We spray in the pre-emergent in the spring. We spray about May for dandelions, and then usually we wait till it freezes and spray another round. But the way the weeds and stuff are, we might just have to pull off, and either the grass is going to get taller and the weeds are going to get shorter, or vice versa. But don't have time and manpower to do both.
One other project that I didn't put on here, was Danny and I attended a meeting with the college construction department and electrical department, but they will be doing the lights along the trail in Stever Park, which is the bigger park on the southeast side of the city.
With that project there, I'm going to have to kind of babysit that. We've got 23 or 24 water lines going across there that they're going to be crossing, so I don't have time to fix a lot of broken water lines.
Well, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you get through all these.
We got a new employee starting next week. That'll help.
Yep.
But it'll be a new employee.
Yep.
And it's getting towards the end of the summer. That's
Thank
hopeful.
goodness.
So, but I did want to say regarding the pickleball project, that's September 15th, that week is when that will occur. And then sometime after that, hopefully before the snow flies, they're replacing the basketball, goals at the courts next to West Elementary will occur as well. But we need to coordinate with Paul Madrano and some other folks regarding that, make sure we work it out the right way.
Any questions or concerns? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
And that's it. That's why I put the little things on here, trying to remind me, but, we did have I'll just make a statement about it. We have had discussion, I've had to discuss it with Jake this afternoon, regarding, a property that was sold at sheriff's sale, but there's some details that, it was one of the properties that we had demolition occur. But we got some additional details that we need to clarify first, so we don't have anything for the commission at this time.
Any other questions for city manager? Nope. All right, we'll go on to the commissioner's report. I'd say I start to my left, but there's nobody there. I'll start over here with my right. Hey, Commissioner Artser.
I think I've spoken enough tonight. I'm good.
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay. Mayor's report. I hope Jason gets better and feeling better. And say thank you to all our city employees for what they do and dealing with the public and us commissioners. So I thank you all for that, and that's all I have. Looking for an adjournment.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Myers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Artser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.